Good morning. Happy Easter. Christ, your life will appear. And when he appears, you too will appear with him in glory. He will appear. So the line before this is very interesting. Your life is hidden with Christ in God. Your life is hidden with Christ in God. Hey people, look at this here. Look at this. The sun, you see, it's hidden. This is our reading today. Your life is hidden with Christ in God. Maybe there's a little glimmer of hope. Maybe there's a little taste of joy now and again, but there's a lot of tears. And I've always been intrigued by Easter Sunday as a day that was one of the most difficult days for the disciples. They saw reflection in other people, but they didn't have it themselves. It was hidden. There really is something to hide and seek as a children's game. It does touch a core of human identity. Hidden, seeking the treasure hidden in the field. Knock and the door will be opened. How many people are deeply veiled? That's another thought that is always there for me, is the surprises we will have in glory. The surprises. The incredible saints we're going to see, we have no idea. No idea. There's such beauty in a new morning. A new flower. Newness. We want newness. That's also written into us. We have that in our DNA. We want newness. We are on a search for newness, the newest, the latest. Because we're made for a newness that will never fade. But it's hidden. It's still hidden in a little bud that still has to open. Your lives are hidden with Christ in God. And we seek life. A lot of tears. Well, I wasn't at this spot for a while. And you can tell people haven't trampled here. No path, the grass is intact. There's a very special stone over here. I'm sure many, many tears were shed. Le Yossi, to Joseph, Joe. Yosef is the word in Hebrew, and this is Yossi, so it's like Joe. Fixman. The sadness of tears, of war, of violent death, and also of every death, and the need we have of resurrection. We need it. Just like we're hungry, we need food. We were made for food, and our hunger is telling us we need it. How many people have such incredible tears? Struggles that nobody else sees, humiliations that nobody else experiences. And just because they have a nice coat or they look educated or they have degrees, people think that they should be very happy, but they might be very, very sad. People with incredible wealth might be very sad. And one of the very sad evidences of that is suicide among the wealthy, even among the successful. A solution that doesn't bring any solution, it just increases the sadness for everybody. Life is not meant to be destroyed, it's meant to be given again. Life is meant to be laid down for others, but not destroyed. Laid down for love, in love, with love. And now the Son is revealed, and when Christ will be revealed, you too will be revealed in glory. Easter Sunday can also be done like Holy Saturday as a day of transition. It's not an immediate jump into joy, especially for those who are very deeply into sorrow, those whose cup is very bitter. Easter Sunday also needs time, the discovery of joy. And that's why Jesus doesn't do one big magic appearance. He goes gradually, because the best veil is really that it's told from person to person. And each person is a mystery for the other. And we kind of have to test credibility. In a way, no wonder the women were so sad. In some of the gospel accounts, we're seeing them, that they run kind of completely mesmerized, what's the word? Confused. And they run back to the apostles and say the tomb is empty. And we say, why didn't they wait a little longer and see Jesus? But the process is needed. The process is needed. All that effort, all that physical effort, running early hours in the morning, they're very tired. Who knows how much they slept that night with the trauma of the violence experienced. And now they're running back to tell the apostles. Then they're restless there and they come back to the tomb. We see Peter and John running today. We have 2,000 years perspective. Their perspective is 2 minutes old after they went to the tomb. Their perspective is much more dominated by the last 2 days. the traumatic events. It takes time. We need time. We need time to enter into joy. Of course, there's the gift of grace. There's the sudden conversion of Saul to Paul. But it's about time. And we need time for the resurrection. And we need to hear other people telling the story. And we need to figure it out a little bit. Maybe we're not ready to believe because it would change our whole worldview. It would change our deep despair, our deep skepticism. We're on a path, and it's one step at a time. Like everything is built one step at a time in the material universe. One atom at a time, and even inside the atom there's one subatomic particles, one at a time, connected, interwoven. And then they form a whole. And they're held together, pinned together. And that's the story of our faith. It's one person at a time. And that woman had a big influence on her husband. And even maybe if he was very mean, the resistance to evil. And maybe he came around, one at a time. I know a family whose father, the husband, before he died, after a very long life, married life, beautiful family, one of the sons became a priest. That's how I know them, from Alaska. And he received the faith and expressed the faith fully on his deathbed. One at a time, a long time. A long time. Imagine how many prayers were said for him by his beloved wife. I'm sure she's long deceased now, I presume. Otherwise she'd be over 100 probably. Very few people die over 100 because very few people reach that level, that age. We need to be patient with people entering joy. We can't jump them in. The gradual experience of the transformation in our lives is probably one of the best proofs of the resurrection. You are one of the best proofs of the resurrection. By the gradual transformation of your life. And that's why also even the church's life is a proof of the resurrection, despite all the scandals and all the hurt, all the deficiencies of believers, because we're on a path. We're not transformed in a day. And each generation has to be transformed anew, and every generation can sink back into violence and despair, just like we see in every war. When people give up on the path of goodness and they go through violence. Let's be patient today on this Easter Sunday. The sun is up, it's shining, but it's not overly and overwhelmingly bright today. It's a gentler sunrise, it's shielded by haze. And that's the way Jesus' resurrection is, shielded by other people's gradual growth and opening up. And there's a reflection in our lives. Little by little, that gift comes into perspective. It's definitely a grace, but it's a grace that's received gradually, step by step. Isn't that marvelous? The water is such a mirror this morning. And you're a mirror for the resurrection in your family. That's why people of faith also, and of course of great love, don't rush to judge and don't rush to impose. They're just there to serve. They're just there to beginning to heal wounds, to bring a bandage, to ease pain, to breathe out hope in the unwillingness to go the route of despair, because they know that there's a solution coming. They know that there's a future. They know that the new beginning has started that will never end. People, God bless you. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Be the sunrise today that some people don't see. Be the beginning of a path of faith for them as they struggle and walk step by step, block by block, atom by atom, smile by smile. God bless you from the Sea of Galilee, where it all began here, the announcing of the kingdom and the forgiveness of sins.